Okay, salamat bro. Okay, good afternoon everyone. So for today, we'll be focusing on one of the most important no but usually ignored aspect of the strand under focusing on curriculum no. So this is domain 3, focusing on teaching and learning. This is strand 3.7. It talks about career awareness and opportunities. Okay, so just to get the context of what the topic is all about, let's look at this domain. No? If you can recall, domain 3 is considered one of the most important aspect in the school heads key areas wherein we are rated. Okay, and domain 3 is considered as supposedly something that you should focus on. So hopefully you have learned about school-based review and contextualization, teaching standards and pedagogies. Dapat mag-focus ta na as a school head. Teacher performance and feedback, learner achievement and other performance indicators. And you see in the last part, no, kanang learning assessment, importante sa na siya. Then you also look at learning environment and then you look at career awareness and opportunities. Now, why is career awareness and opportunities very important? Now, let me relate that with the discussion of Dr. Sumundong a while ago. He shared to you the current playing field of the Department of Education. Um, we understand no how important it is to develop our careers as educators. Pero much more than that, it's also important that we pave the way for learners to develop as a person. Okay, and just like what Dr. Sumundong is teaching you and the F&G and Learning Hub is teaching you, we are showing to you the opportunities, the doors which you can enter. Okay, so that you can develop as a educator. Kani manggod ang being a leader and being a manager is also somehow based on your own characteristic. You have your own personal characteristics. Now, personally, I've seen no people who have hold positions, but sometimes there are a lot of gaps in terms of their personalities, in terms of their emotional intelligence, etc. Okay, and examinations like SESWE, like the assessment center, are there to somehow gauge if you are ready to become a leader. Okay, but honestly, here in F&G Learning Hub, we are always campaigning about becoming a leader full of integrity, commitment, and at the same time competency. Kanang tulo magdungan gina sila. Okay, and that's why we are allowing people to really be trained and to share to you our lifelong secrets, no? So sometimes siguro ma-frustrate si Dr. Sumundong because some of you opted for this but some of you are not here, no? So that's a problem with commitment sometimes, although I understand some of you might not be here because of very valid reasons, but commitment is also something that you commit yourself, no? It's a form of discipline, no, on how we do things. And hopefully if you're not here, you can review the material on your own, no? That includes self-discipline. Now, another aspect nga ato sang gitanaw is integrity, no? Your capability to become a leader of integrity. Honestly, if you are a person of questionable integrity, and then especially when it comes to money, sometimes it will lead to a very problematic leader, no? That all people might become ma-stress out tanan because of just one person. Okay, when you become a leader, everything you say becomes important. Everything you do reflects the organization. Okay, so the same way with our learners, we also wanted them to be aware of their opportunities. In what particular direction can they go, and how they can develop as a person. And kita tanan, we are of different personalities, different tendencies. Now, some of us are born to become leaders. Some of us are born to become good followers. Some of us are born to become experts, no? So there are different kinds. But the idea here is we wanted everyone to reach their full potential. Okay? So I hope lang all those teachers and those who actually achieve success will always keep their feet on the ground. No, mo gani pinaka-importante para nako, and we have always been, in fact, in Region 7 separately, we have trained all those takers, no? Aside from our advocacy here in F&G Learning Hub, our regional director has instructed us to really train the takers. And I think that is one of the aspects, no, that really help them, because you have F&G Learning Hub, you have your regional director who is always thinking about you improving, no. But when we improve ourselves, let's not forget, we are improving ourselves for the sake of our learners. And honestly, this strand 3.7, if you look at it in the real sense, bantayin ninyo, no? Sometimes this is being ignored. I know our guidance counselors are doing this, pero the essence of this strand is sometimes commonly ignored good, no? In fact, there was a study conducted about all those career guidance program and the examination that we take for this career awareness and opportunities. It's usually discarded, no? Wala na gyud siya, it has no bearing. It was not followed by the students, and it was not something that was taken into consideration, because oftentimes even the leaders ignore this. Okay, because at the end of the day, we just let our learners really decide for themselves where they want to go. Pero career awareness starts with a person, no? Starts with a person. What is the best track for him? And how does the student become the best version of himself, no? Achieve his full potential out from it. Now, let's try to read the strand, no, para makasabot ta. In 3.7.1, Career Stage 1, we want to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the integration of career awareness and opportunities in the provision of learning experiences aligned with the curriculum. Now, from that word alone, we understand that this is for the learners only. It doesn't involve teachers, no. Anyway, naman mo strand for human resource development. But here in this context, we will not talk about career opportunities for teachers. Although it could be a corollary thing, no, for us. We can talk about it. I actually prepared, no, a little bit for the teachers, for career opportunities for us teachers. But basically, this is all about our learners. Okay? But we will talk about it a little bit. Okay? Mas nindot manggod as school heads, you will be able to develop your own career. You applied it in your own life so that somehow you can imagine how you can apply it to the learners. Parehan ninyo, no? Some of you are school heads, and then you are still TIC, teacher 1, teacher 2, teacher 3. And you are currently holding the position of a principal. Okay? Basically, to the community, you are already a principal. Pero are you working on your career progression? Okay? It has a lot of repercussions if you don't pass the examination, or as the good news given by Dr. Sumundong, wala na kuno bearing ang dungog na ang mga gripo diha. Sige, paliw kog mute sa. Okay, salamat. Sige, as I was talking, no, I honestly, I don't believe nga it has no bearing anymore. In fact, kanang examination, if you look at the new criteria, it is more or less similar, except na lang na it is not a requirement per se before you apply. Okay? More ginikalayan. It's because they've seen na there are a lot of people who pass the examination but of questionable integrity and performance. No? So, mo na yung problema, no? When we just base it on one examination for you to apply, the other aspects of the performance of the person is not taken into consideration. Okay? So, there is a more liberal interpretation now. Katumagong DepEd Order 42 Series of 2007, there was a clear provision there that states that you cannot apply for principal item position if you don't pass the NQESH or the principal's test to be conducted by the NIAP. Now, it has become a requirement sine qua non before you actually start your application. But right now, it's not already a requirement, but instead, it is one of the criteria for judging. Now, remember, that is 15 points. And the highest, I think the 25 points, I think 20 points, was attributed to another, it's the second highest, no? In fact, it is one thing that will make a difference. If you pass the principal's test, okay, it means a lot because it can bring you to a higher level of ranking, no? Mas taas ang imuhang grado. Mas taas imong rank. Okay? Simply because without that, you'll get 0 on the 15 points. Okay? So, still, the examination has a lot of bearing to your performance. You have to really do your best on that. And number 2 said, if you pass the principal's test, you get an authority from the people that you are learned about what you are doing. Okay? So, knowledge is really something that you have to continuously acquire as a leader. No, kuan man gud na kanigong career progression ba and career awareness, no? Let's look at that. Career awareness and opportunities. Once you know the direction you want to go, you have to ready yourselves, no? Ako usay makapanguros bitaw ta, no? Looking at people applying for master teacher, applying for supervisor, nga they have all the eagerness but no eagerness to learn. Okay? O, parehaan ng supervisor. Are you aware that if you become a supervisor and a master teacher, you have to master research? Because that is part of your KRA. No? That's a key result area that you really have to perform. Oh, nya tudloan nimo og research mo ana din nga, sir, I'm having a headache, sir. I don't really understand anything. I don't want to learn that. So, if that's the perspective now, why did you apply for that position? That is not really career awareness or opportunity in that part. You're not aware unsa imong gisudlan, no? So, if you want to be someone, then you have to know how to be that someone, no? And that is career awareness. Now, I'm already lecturing here, but this is very important. When you look at the students, you want them to become who they want to be. You want to show them, if you want to become a lawyer, this is what you have to do. If you become a nurse, this is what you have to do. If you want to become a doctor, there is Cebu Normal University, there are other universities. Even if you don't have money, you can apply for that. But as early as now, you have to prepare yourself to become that person. And you have to have what it takes to become that person. Okay? And that is, no, my dear participants of this training, you have to understand that we have to set their minds on that course. Okay? Some of us are dreaming about power, dreaming about position, but we can only dream about it, but we never dream of really pushing ourselves to become that person. Okay? And the same with our learners. We do that to our learners. We show to them that we know, and we show to them the door of what it takes to become that person. You know, this is usually how we other countries train their learners to become the best version of themselves. In fact, this is commonly ignored. But this is all about dreams, no? This is all about the dreams of our learners. Some of our learners, as early as if I just take for example my son, no, as early as now, he has already a dream. I know it can change, but I always tell him, what do you want to become? And then he says, I want to become a marine biologist. Now, sometimes siguro kita no mga parents, we want something for our son and daughters, but the thing is that is something that he is very interested with. But I know someday that can change. No, so I always tell him, I myself, I've been a biologist. No, I've experienced being a biologist because my master's in science, no, in environmental biology. I've studied mangroves before, and I know his curiosity springs out from his love for marine animals. No, so ang ato sa mga estudyante, they have all their curiosities, no. But when they it's limited because that is something he is aware of. How about if you show him also other opportunities? Now, this is a time for our learners to know what are the options, and also to show to them what they have to do to become that person. Okay? Now, question, you are already a principal now, or you are already a master teacher. Did you observe that this strand was being implemented in your school? Are you always allowing the learners to see what are their possible options for their future? No? Or do you allow them to just dream in a very simplified way, with a limited awareness of their options. Okay? Kani there is F&G Learning Hub. Let's go back to the old ones, no? Dr. Sumondong is always telling you about your opportunities. No? That if you become a SESI, you can apply for other agencies. You can be a USEC, you can be a regional director, you can be a superintendent, you can be assistant superintendent. But it's oftentimes, no, you were given all those opportunities to be aware of all those things. No? So the least that you can really do to be able to become who you want to be is to be a good leader. No, mo na lang ginikuwang. You have to be a good leader because you are already aware of all the opportunities given to you. Okay, pero the playing field is changing, ha. We would just like to share that. Okay, for instance, before, to become a assistant superintendent, you don't need to be a SESI. No, you just have to pass the superintendent's exam. Now, what are the differences? The SESI is conferred by the Career Executive Service Board, which is an adjunct governmental agency. Actually, it's not an agency. It's somehow an instrumentality adjunct to the CSC, which is focused on third-level positions. And third-level positions are across all government agencies. Pwede ka mag-COA, pwede ka mag-Department of Energy, or anywhere of those, no? You can go to DNR, you can go to BIR, whatever all those government agencies. If you are of third level, no? And when you say third level, you are assigned by the president. Okay. Now, right now, that is the requirement of President Marcos. Now, for him to award you with a third level position, you need to be a SESI. Okay? And ang superintendent's exam, if you're familiar with that, with the EMT, it's now being considered as something has no bearing. Ha? Sa una, it has all the bearing. The Department of Education created their own examination for superintendents. Now, before tika pilion, you have to pass the superintendent's exam. But right now, it has no bearing anymore. So if you look at, there are newly appointed superintendents now, which has no, who did not pass the superintendent's exam. No, they are SESI. They already passed the 4 stages. Okay? So the playing field will change. Okay? And right now, there is also an opportunity for principals who did not pass the principal's test to apply for the principal position. I know someone who is very good as a principal, pero she did not pass the principal's test. Bisag unsaon niya, di siya kapasar. Now, she is very good. She won a lot of awards, etc. But she has no opportunity to rank herself. Okay? To rank for the principal item. Now, do you think she deserves to also try her luck? Of course she does. No? So, it's really opening the doors. For the question, is research really something kanang with bearing? I would like to answer that. It has already a bearing, but provided that you apply it to your respective schools. No, there should be an application. Although there was a provision there, the rubrics is very clear. Pero ako lang yung fear ani, no, because I'm not saying policies are 100% correct. Ang ako lang fear is that what is stated there is it should be approved by the superintendent, no? And sometimes, I'm not saying this is for everyone, but there are times the superintendent wouldn't approve it, and it's a valid research. Okay? Kaya naabay uban nga dili sad kaayo has no advocacy for research, no? I'm just saying it's reality. So everything you do, even the proposal, should be approved by the superintendent. Without such, then it wouldn't have any bearing. Okay? Because those qualifiers there are important. Now, what is good about the MSP is that it is also given that it should have some applicability to your school. So, in short, there is more focus on applied research, or what you also know that as action research. Applying what you learned to your workplace. Okay? So I'm sharing that to you because I want you to see that opportunities and options are changing. Now, question. Because it's changing, do you have to talk about it? Okay? Of course you do, no? Especially for your learners. Because if you don't talk about it, your learners will have no option. Okay? And another principle that you can apply to this is you let your learners also see the opportunities, the financial opportunities. Because if you just let the learner, parihan niya ako ang bata, he wants to become a builder. No, a builder because he also loves to build. So, I'm not saying it has it's discriminatory by nature. But you let the person understand how the playing field really works. No, can you sustain a family with just that salary? No, what are the possible salaries if that's the case? No, if you want to become a leader, does it tell you that there I saw an episode about what it means to be a leader, and then in that episode of Peppa Pig, they talk about being a leader is all about telling people what to do. No, so actually in the end part, it was clarified nga being a leader is not all about telling people what to do, because oftentimes a child would want to have that power, but as we become an adult, we all want power, but we don't talk about it anymore. No, so it seems like it's already illegal to talk about it. Pero deep inside, we all want to have power. But it's more than telling people what to do. It's all about serving those people so that they can become the best version of themselves. Okay? So that is what leadership is all about. Okay? So are we ready to become that person? Or would it be a self-serving mission in our part that we want to become a leader? Frustrating man good sometimes, because I've heard about people passing the test and then forgetting everything in terms of what was taught to them. Instead, they allow their attitude to and their position to get to their head. Okay, hopefully in F&G Learning Hub, kami ni Dr. Sumundong, when we created this group, we were thinking about letting people become the best version of themselves and improving the Department of Education. And hopefully, when you pass an examination, you also do the same. Nga dili na nimo gamiton imong power to really subdue your enemies or to make people suffer for those under you. I think Department of Education is already at the bottom, So kung mapunan patag leaders kay ana who is just serving their own interests, samot. Unya lisod kay pasabton samot, So do not be a burden. You will all be assigned as principals, as superintendents, assistant superintendents, because honestly here in Region 7, there are a lot of vacancies already. So I have seen nga kanang sa MUA we already have 101 passers. Okay, I'm just praying that these people will become the best version of themselves. And if they have personal issues, as long as they serve with integrity and doing their best to help the Department of Education, that's good. But never about corruption, never about money, never for self-interest. I'm sharing this to you because you will become leaders soon. And these people are willing to listen. Of course, they will become leaders. Pero daghang kaayo nga mahimong leader, but when they become a leader, they become a burden to other people. I'm just sharing that to you because I've seen people doing that. Okay? And those are career awareness. If you become a leader, honestly, sultian ta mo, it's very lonely on top. Okay? And then people, at a slight mistake that you have, they will, paano naman Holy Week? You know what happened to Jesus Christ, di ba? He is a person of influence. He have healed a lot of people. Now, let's look at the historical perspective lang, because the religious perspective, there's no doubt about it. Pero, as to history, there was a man, or you can call him God, but in the historical perspective, there was really a person who existed in the name of Jesus Christ, who was, they thought, will become the leader of the Jews. But why was he crucified? It's because, people will always be ambivalent towards leaders. Okay? And in a slight mistake, they will do their best to put you down. Okay, are you ready for that? No? Are you ready for that? Now, you have the power to help other people, but at the same time, you also have the power. You are also, you will be lonely because it's lonely on top. Okay? Number 2 said, you cannot get close to anyone. No? If you become a leader and you get very close to your people, to the point na close na kaayo, it's hard to do that because if you get close to one group, you will alienate the other group. So, mas maayo pa nga, you are equally close to everyone. Okay? So, ingan na ang mga realities when you become a leader. If you become the principal, everything you say will be taken against you. If wala ka, people will talk about you. So, gamay nga changes sa imuhang kuan, pasinginlan ka. It's from the MOOE. So, are you ready for that? No? So, all these things these are career awareness ba? If you become a leader, this is what happens. Okay? Do you have the emotional capacity, the mental fortitude to withstand that? No? That's career awareness. If you become a doctor, you will have a lot of money. Pero you don't also have the time. You don't control your time. Because if you become a doctor, every time there is an emergency, you cannot say no to that. That is what it means to become a doctor. You will have sleepless nights because there will be a time that you will have a shift during nighttime. And you will have clinic during the days. Then before you become a doctor, you need to read books. When you become a lawyer, you have to defend a person even if he is guilty. That's part of your ethics. But you don't have loyalty to that person. You have loyalty to the law, to the rule of the land. Okay? So these are career awareness. Sometimes we don't talk about this. Okay? But we need to talk about this to our learners. Ang career stage 2 nimo is you ensure integration of career awareness and opportunities in the prevention of learning experiences aligned with the curriculum. So, kamauna gyud kay kamo integrate. Remember, kanigong integration ba? This is a word which is very hard to do. Because kanilang you try to do your focus group discussion regard with the learners. Okay? Nagkatawa ko sa comment ni Sir Raul. Yeah, that's really I'm just sharing this to you because these are real situations. Okay? I hope you can relate to that because ako when I started, I really love to become a psychologist. And kanalagong psychologist kayo always look at human behavior. Pero I'm not saying nga kanang we are all perfect, but at least in a sense good, we don't have any moral ascendancy with people. Ang idea man good of a leader is being a servant. Okay? And makita mo guna na to sometimes nga the intention sometimes is good, but our emotional behavior towards other people will dictate what kind of people or character we have. Okay, so as much as possible, it doesn't mean that you're a leader, that you are of higher level than you're not a normal human being than others. Okay, in fact, you are someone who should serve the people. So, career awareness na siya. Kung imo na insulti na sa mga bata, if you become a leader, it's not telling people what to do. You become a person who will serve people. In fact, Jesus Christ, what did He do? Let's talk about this kay hapit na mag-Lenten season. So, what did He do? He actually washed the feet of those people under Him. These people are die-hard people who is willing even to really die for Him during that time because of they have seen the miracles He did. But what did He do? Despite His powers, capacity, intelligence, wisdom, He even washed the feet of those people under Him. Now, what does that say? Jesus is trying to tell us that as a leader, you need to be able to serve your people. You have to serve them because you are there to help them become the best version of themselves. That's career awareness. You know what you're entering at. No, some of them will become a leader because they love the power, they love the salary, they love the ability to tell people what to do. No, kana simple ra kay nang episode sa Peppa Pig, no, malingaw masagud ta aning magtan-aw tong mga anak og mga simple nga mga episode ba. But Peppa Pig na ha, that's for pila na kay years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. But the mentality of other people nga naa na sa position is still at that level. So imagine that. No nga, they are just there to tell people what to do, no, which is actually wrong. Okay? So we have to let our people be aware of that. Okay? So kaning integration, let's go back to integration. The integration sometimes is very hard to do because karon lang daan, I think our vice president has talked about that it's hard to do some integration because our teachers are finding it hard to deliver the competencies. They could not even deliver the competencies, even if it's MELCs already. Okay? And the reason for that is there are a lot of extracurricular activities, many interruptions with classes, etc. No? And karon pag yun, they release an order about making sure that our teachers are aware of their capacity to say no with career with extracurricular activities because they have to focus on teaching. Di-criticize pag yun, no? Pero I don't know. We have different stance on that. You are entitled to your own opinion. But the thing is, that's a good, for me, that's a good policy. Okay? That's a good policy direction. Because ako as a principal, I've seen how you just count the contact time with your learners. Good, i-try na ninyo count. How much time do the teachers really spend on teaching the subject yun to the learners? No? Oftentimes, no, here comes Mr. and Miss na tong fundraising. And then here comes another activity nga fiesta sa eskwelahan, so we need to practice again. And then here comes another festival in the municipality that our students are the dancers. Now here comes another charter day wherein learners have to participate in the cheer dance competition. Then here comes si Viraa again, wherein students will have to be chaperoned by the teachers because they are, danger might come to them because they have no teachers and teachers will be blamed, so there will be no classes for 1 week. So all these are interrupting our contact time with our learners. Now, how do you expect our learners to really learn if that's how we do it? No, so all these things are factors. No, so we need to increase the contact time. Okay, so kanang integration lang daan, that's hard to do because if it's not written there in the curriculum, basically ang naa man gani sa competencies are the ones that you have to achieve, but it's not achieved. How much more the integration part? Okay, but definitely later on we'll look at the DepEd order. We'll see that there's a career guidance week. I hope this being implemented in your school because it has to be implemented. Then we have kung higher level now, we want them to undertake initiatives in integrating career awareness and opportunities in the provision of learning experiences aligned with the curriculum. So you have initiatives already, no? Allowing them to integrate career awareness. You let the learners really realize and to research about what they want to become. In fact, no, what we do really is that we can invite, for example, no, lawyers, no, to share what were the experience. If you want to become a lawyer, did you know that you have to read, no, at least 5 hours a day? 5 hours a day. It's really at least it's really very hard, no. Honestly, ako kaundangon suki ko. Because in one subject, you have 800 pages, no, for that one subject alone. And for every semester, you have around 8 to 9 subjects. Okay? Kanang 800 pages, that's only the book. You still have a case, no? Cases to read. In each subject, you have an average of around 150 cases. And each of the cases is around 20 to 50 pages. Now, that is how much you should read. Yes, kadaghan na, malimtan nimo, but at least you can read all of them, no? So that anything that they will ask, you can do it. Then it has a different style of learning, no? They call you before they ask a question, and then they want you to memorize things. no, even things nga kanang facts. No, that's just how it works. No, that's how they develop lawyers. No, that's how, but it works. That's career awareness. No, so how about being a leader? What does it take? No, so these things are things that the child has to learn so that he can weigh nga. Can I do that? No, you will be aware. No, not to bring trauma, but also to you show to the child what it takes, and then in the other side, you also show him the benefits. Because if you're a lawyer, the lowest salary grade that you can apply with is our division lawyer is salary grade 21. 21 siguro. 21. No, his salary grade 21. That's entry level. He was hired in our division when he was 28 years old. Okay? When he passed the bar. No? So in short, these are things nga, if you're a lawyer, automatic you will have high salary. If you become a doctor, ang doctor na mo has I'm not sure but salary grade 20 na, no, plus 21 man gihapon siguro. No, our medical doctor sa division office. So that's the lowest salary grade given to you. Imagine that's around 70,000 pesos, no, up. So that's your minimum salary if you become a doctor, because it's not easy to become a doctor. It's not easy to become a lawyer, no? Those are the highest paid professionals. Okay? Then you also talk about being a businessman, no? Being a businessman talks about creative ideas. It's not easy. There will be sleepless nights, no? So it's a comparison really of what are the benefits, what are the end results, and what it takes to become that person. These are career awareness na dapat nimong i-share sa bata. In fact, I heard this one reels ba, simple na kayo nga reels. He was asking the person, although it was quite rude, no, when he asked. Pero he was asked, what is the easiest way to have a six-pack abs ko, no? And you know what's the answer of that person? He said, why do you always ask about the easy way? Why doesn't it have to be hard? No? Your mental model is really, balikas na, pero your mental model is wrong, no? That is his point. Because in order for you to become that person, you have to really work hard for it, no? So our mental model sometimes is we want it to be easy. But honestly, everything that is of value is really very hard, no? You have to work hard for it. Because not everything nga kanang nindot is easy to get. Okay? Everything that is beautiful, everything that is rewarding requires a lot of effort. And sometimes our learners don't realize this. They want the easy way out. They want easy money. No? Yakibaw na mo say kuha na ng easy money. No? Easy money comes from kanang mangawat ka. No? If mangawat ka, that's easy money. Pero it's illegal. No? Shortcuts, sometimes na under na tag shortcut, the shortcut will not bring us anywhere. Okay? Pareha biton karon daghan kayo ganahan nga mahimong superintendent, daghan kayo ganahan mga assistant superintendent. So, they look for connections, no? Pero unsay mahitabo if you are not ready for that role? So, what happens is people will always, they know nga you were there not because of your merits, not because you are qualified, but because of your connections. So, unsay resulta? No? Ako honestly, I don't know a single politician. Wala jud ko na ilan. Siguro nagkaila lang mini mayor when I was a school head because sabak ay ko mangayo og kanang kural, no? During the time I was requesting for a fence in our school. So he got to know me because I always wanted to set an appointment. But never did I have any connection or never asked for a favor to anyone to make me become a third level official, no? So we don't have any connections. Okay? Which is supposedly how you should be promoted. You should be promoted based on merit and fitness because of your capability, because of your expertise, because of your leadership, because you have done a lot of things to other people. Okay? So that is how you bring yourself up. You bring yourself up by helping other people. Now, this is a form of career awareness. No, this is the proper way to do it. Okay? There was one instance, sa among balay manggod when we are repairing, Sometimes my son will always follow me whatever I do. No? And then, you test the child if he can find solutions to something. Unya, no, he said, why don't we just have it in a shortcut? No, it will be faster if we do it that way. So, you make the person understand and make him understand. Nga, if you do it very fast, if it's too fast, no, that is a recipe for failure. Because if you are too rushed on things, dili na matarong yun ang imong trabaho. I think carpenters can relate to that. Now, before you can really repair a door, no, you have to make sure that you do it step by step. Okay? So, yung na siya, the same with our careers. No? When we allow our learners to realize that it takes a lot of effort to become one to that person, your goal, then they realize nga, I have to exert effort as early as now. If you want to become a doctor, there's an opportunity in Cebu Normal University. There's Doctor ng Bayan. But before you reach that goal, you have to have a grade of this, minimum grade, no, sa CNU before you can enter. And then you don't have to spend anything, no? Naalay gamay nga tuition fee because you are subsidized with the government. These are opportunities they can target to. Okay? So you let them see, no, the opportunities and what it takes now to really become that person. Okay, if you want to become a lawyer someday, you need to improve your reading skills and your comprehension. Okay, you cannot become a lawyer if you don't know how to talk. You don't know how to argue. You don't have logic. No? So those things are the things that you have to learn as early as now. You have to learn how to budget your time, no, to really read and study, to have discipline, because all these things will bring you to become the person you want to become. Okay, some of us, no, when we took the principal's test, we failed. No, kaniha career awareness sad in our part. Now, some of us will say excuses, like you will say nga, sir, busy magugay ko sa skulahan. I was very busy in the school. I had a lot of things to do. Honestly, all of us have a lot of things to do. But how you spend your 24 hours really determines what you can achieve. Okay? But it's not all about, spending time. A lot of them are speeding up, but they are speeding in the opposite direction. So, it's not about speed. It's all about going at the right direction. So I'm just sharing this to you because I want you to see the essence of career awareness and opportunities. This is usually ignored. Pero para nako, this is via integration, ha? Ako lang ko, ako'y papilion na ni if you let me become the Secretary of Education. Just joking, ha? Pero supposedly ba, kanang this could be one subject. Unta. This is one subject that talks about how you achieve your dreams. Okay? In fact, in Japan, grade 1 to 3, they just talk about life skills. How to read, how to learn, how to memorize, all these things, no? How to have self-discipline. Up until now, I still read about these books. And there's a wide array of knowledge that you have to acquire, no, to learn all these things. Unya, unta ato mga bata in the basic education should learn about this. Okay, before I proceed to the slides lang ba, did you know that in the PISA results, again, I'll repeat this to you, I think I've shared this to you, but one of the findings there is the findings that our children here in the Philippines don't have a growth mindset, no? So, I think this is very important because if you don't have, if you have time, read about neuroplasticity. Okay? Kana manggong before, we think that our brains do not grow. No, our intelligence do not grow simply because in science, it was found out that our neurons do not multiply easily. No, in fact, it's kana ganing kabantay mo na ma-stroke ang tao. If a person has stroke, of course the blood vessels towards the brain rupture, so the blood could not flow towards the brain. So you are basically a portion of your head or the brain is brain dead. No. It doesn't work anymore because of lack of nutrition. Now, they observe that it takes time, no, if the person is healed and survives that, it takes time for the brain to create new neurons. No, it takes time for them to have that. Now, they concluded that our brain, once the neurons die, they could not be replenished. But there's a principle, no, by an Indian doctor that they discovered that our brain is actually growing. It creates neurons, but it just does it slowly. No, it's slowly. So, they call it the principle of neuroplasticity. It means that our brain can grow. Our intelligence can grow. In fact, when they opened the brain of Albert Einstein, they discovered that the area for imagination is very much highly dense with neurons. So what does that mean? It means that the brain of Albert Einstein is denser than a normal human being. You know why? He is a scientist with no laboratory. His laboratory is inside the mind. So he called it mind experiment. So imagine na magsige na siya, he will imagine how the light will pass through and it will be converted to from mass, it will become energy. All those were imagined in his head. So he had what he called a mind experiment. So in short, what I'm telling you is that our brains can grow, but our learners here in the Philippines thinks that they can't grow. No, and honestly, it comes from the teachers themselves, because if you teach the teacher something, you try good, teach them about new things, no? Awan na magdugo na ding ilong. Malagwiling lang sir kanang we will learn that one tomorrow, or we'll do our best to do our research on that sir. Uban kimo na sir labad na sugay ko pwede mo undang na ka. So in English what I'm trying to say is they want me to stop talking already. So just tell me if you're already also information overloaded. Okay, but what I'm sharing to you are realistic things, no? It's quite simple, ra, no? I want you to realize how important career awareness and opportunities are. Now, if there is something that this can improve, akngin ninyo ang innovation ni Sarah, because she promised that she will minimize the number of subjects. And hopefully, no, I want really to have because right now they are really gathering information about this. And I wanted to share this to her because I think Sarah is very much of an innovator. She is a revolutionary leader. Okay, daghang changes ron, positive changes in the department. In fact, just to share to you, they are already conducting a lot of kanang monitoring of the integrity of the leaders, the superintendents, assistant superintendents. They're looking at corruption issues, etc. Okay, so that's why they launched the competency, integrity, and commitment program. Okay, so every now and then we have USEX. They're all lawyers and also mga Bisaya sad, no? Kaya sagaran mga Bisaya man because Sarah is Bisaya. So hopefully there will be change. But change, honestly, if you're a leader, it's not easy to implement. You cannot change drastically, a department with just one click. Okay, but I'm sharing this to you because I want you to see what it takes, to really improve career awareness and opportunities. And hopefully, they can support us with this aspect. Okay? It's really part of your job as the principal. Okay? Na visualize na ninyo unsay importance ani. Okay? So, please feel free to kanang chat on the chat box. Okay? So, thank you Sir Raul and Sir John Mark for the the comments. Okay, so let's proceed now to the issuances that you can use. Okay, but domain 3 is it concentrates on the work of school heads in promoting quality teaching and learning. This domain emphasizes the school heads' commitment in providing instructional leadership towards improving competencies among teachers and outcomes among learners. In this domain, the school heads are expected to provide technical assistance in instruction that relates to curriculum practice and performance. So, yung dumi lang ninyo akong gi-share ninyo a while ago. That is the essence of career awareness. Okay, that you have to help learners realize what is their direction and then what they want to become and what it takes to become one. No, dapat as early as now they have to be aware. No, I remember when I was a principal, I've already implemented this even before the DepEd order. We have a time that we wanted them to pretend. I did this with my science high students when I was a science high advisor. I want them to wear what they want to become in the future. So if they want to become a seaman, they will wear a seaman sinina, no? Pero I made sure nga dili sad sila mapiki in terms of their kanang costume ba, because I don't want them to feel alienated. So I gathered information about their background, asked permission from the parents, If we can do that, then we allowed them to have a speech, or rhetorical speech, for them to explicate how they wanted to become and what they are willing to do to become who they are, no? So in that case, I wanted them to pretend that they already became one, but I let them pretend, no, that they are already a doctor, and I want them to share what they experience to become a doctor. No, so that was the content of their short speech. So usually we do that every Friday. We have somehow an activity for them for the whole day, for them to really pretend to become already who they dreamed to become one. No? So nalingaw na lang niya tong usa kay he wants to become Hokage. So nagunahon ako sa kaning Hokage, no? Kaya na ako kay Naruto. So we just entertain the idea because learners can be whoever they want to be. Pero I told him, you cannot become Hokage here in the Philippines, but you can become a leader. Maybe he wants to become the president of the Philippines. So next time you just do not do not wear the costume of Naruto, but instead you wear the the president's suit, no? Because that's the closest of a Hokage here in our country. Okay, and it's more realistic. So he liked the idea. He just wanted to become a leader, no? So if you've watched Naruto or you have heard about the story, you will learn that it's all about leadership. And leadership there is in the right context. Okay, it's all about giving your life for everyone, but you will not become Hokage if you are not the best ninja of the town. So you have to learn, you have to practice, you have to have discipline. So I asked him, in order for you to become the leader, what do you have to do? You have to read, you have to practice, you have to become better than your classmates because you wanted to become a leader, and a leader serves his people. Okay, so really, that's an opportunity for the teachers to open up the doors for your learners. Imagine, this is usually ignored, but it's one of the most beautiful things you can give to your learners. You are giving them hope. You're giving them something to strive for. Okay? And it becomes very close to them. Well, in fact, it makes them get motivated to really go to school. No? Ang problema man gud sa pag-eskwela, no, if you look at it, it is a job. I'm not saying it's really a job, but somehow it's like a job wherein the reward is very far away. No? And usually people will love instant gratification. No? If you do this, then I'll give you a chocolate. Then the award is instant. If you play Mobile Legends, the award is instant. No? You get to enjoy the game immediately. No? And then you are awarded as the most valuable player immediately. But going to school, studying, takes a lot of time. Now, if you do career awareness, you let these learners experience the end result as early as now. And they feel exalted, they feel happy, and they feel inspired, no? So, you want to give that inspiration to your learners. So, it's the most ignored, but it's the most important because this is all about dreams, no? So, but dreams in the context of what they want to become, because dreams, you also teach them about this. Dreams will only become, it will just only become a mere dream if you don't transform it into a goal. It should be a goal so that it will transform into a reality. If you don't do that, no, these are mga nitty-gritty that you want to teach them. Now, if you have a dream, you have to work for it. You have to start breaking it down into goals that you have to achieve every day. And if you just work on it every day, you will achieve it. No? So if you want to become a lawyer, start working with your reading skills. Okay? Start loving how to read because that will bring you to your dreams. Okay? It won't be easy, but you have to work hard for it. Okay? So that's how career awareness and opportunity should be. Okay? Dili ra merely nga magkuan lang ta. Maghisgot lang ta og mga career awareness, will invite them. No, it has to be something you have to do every day because this is part of your job as the principal. So kaning 3.7 gives a school full overview of the indicators for the career stages of the profession. Thus, he must demonstrate and ensure undertake initiatives and institutionalize integration of career awareness and opportunities in the school and all other learning experiences. Okay, so what do you think? Are you ready to be an advocate of career awareness? Okay. See, what do you think? Are you already visualizing what you have to do para to build the dreams of the learners now for the future? Ano na gina ninyo because that's part of your KRA as a principal. Okay? Sige, may na lang na yung mga bata nga ma-develop ilang dreams sa inyong time as the principal. No? Whether they want to become whatever they want to become, you have to guide them. Okay? So, ay magsugot hang anay bata diha sa inyong eskwelahan nga way damgo. Okay. By the way, si President Duterte ba, modesty aside ha, wala lay kuan, pero this is a law enacted by President, it's enacted by the Congress, but it was signed by the President. Okay, this is RA 11206, no? So, this is the act establishing career guidance and counseling program for all secondary schools, appropriating funds thereof. Okay, again, this act shall be known as the Secondary School Career Guidance and Counseling Act. What does it state? Kana ganing declaration of policy. Diba mo, this is the overall policy. Unsa gid ay purpose ani niya? So, the state recognizes the role of the youth in nation building and in acceleration of social progress. In this regard, the state shall ensure their total development by promoting relevant education that shall generate human resources that shall be responsive to the needs of the government and industry and the economy. Now, honestly, we have failed in this aspect. The Department of Education has failed in this aspect. Ano man, oftentimes the industry will say that we need a lot of employees, but the employees that the Department of Education are producing are not the ones that we are looking for. No? So, naibalaod, nag-i-implement on 2018. Enacted on 2018. No? It's 11206. Nga, hopefully, the career guidance and counseling program will help, no, our learners to be aligned with what is needed in the industry. Okay? So, whatever dreams they want to become, whatever aspirations they want to achieve, it should be related also to the government, to the industry, and to the economy. So, if it's business, we want to create businessmen, no, go ahead. No, let's teach our learners to become that person. So, unsa may nakasulat ani mubo ra man ni siya. So, ako na lang gi-full text, ha. Okay, so ang gimando dere, these are the objectives. Kinahanglan ay career guidance and counseling program for students in public and private secondary schools. Naagid mo yung programa ani, no, to provide them proper direction in pursuing subsequent tertiary education. So if it's third level man kanimo kung college, magpili na ka sa imong strand, no? Imagine kung masayop kag pili ana. Masayop kag pili sa imong expertise, you wasted a lot of years in your life. No? So kinahanglan ato mga estudyante ba aware sila nga kung kanimong pilion mo na ni. Naiuban ba? Ningon sila, magmekaniko lang ko. So, naa may mechanic nga 2 years lang nga course. Okay? Unya, pag abot na nilag 2 years, nakahuman na sila tong 2 years, kaya ganahan na sila manrabaho, they realize that life is very difficult. No? Because, supposedly natin sila chance for a 4-year course nga mas stable ang work. So, ano ba? It's twofold. It might be easy, no, and faster. But, what is the effect, no? How much a salary can you project if this is your work? Ano ba? This is twofold. What it takes, and then what is really the result. Would you want that? No? Are you willing to settle on that kind of salary? No? Can you feed your family if that's the case? Or do you have other options? So, we're just laying down the table for other options for our learners. Dapat manggod, they need to be aware with this. Okay? And para lang nako, the problem comes with the fact nga lack of contact time. So, ano mo pagpa-aware nga? Sige, ram ni sila sayaw-sayaw. Sige, ram ni sila participate ani mga... O basig magdamgo sila nga, pwede sila magdancer, pwede sad. Pero, the thing is that a stable job? No? Would that provide you with kanang... what if wala kay racket during that time? I'm not saying that it is not good to become a dancer or whatever it is. Pero, you just have to be aware nga your life will be like that. Now, are you ready and willing to accept that without any regrets? Because if that time comes, this is how you would operate, because not all the time you will have gigs. Okay, ako mismo, I was a performer when I was in college. I played the guitar, and then na times nga na ay gig. Nasa times nga wala. So katong times nga wala, can you just let your child say, "Nak, let's just not eat today because daddy has no gig for today." Are you willing to do that? No? So all these things are allowing the learners to make the right choices. Okay? Pero what if you came from a family with a stable job, businessman imuhang family, you just wanted to become a singer or artist? Of course, that's your option because you have a family that can feed you even if you grow old. Ang inyong kwarta di gyapon mahurot, maabot ang time. So that's an option for him. So you let lang the learners decide. This is how it works, and showing to them the opportunities that are available. Okay? But always tell them that there is a chance that you will survive, because right now there are a lot of opportunities to share your skills. Like in YouTube, like in asa ka pwede pa nimo i-share ang imuhang talent. Diha. If you're good in singing, then you can sing in YouTube. If you're good in having podcasts, there's already podcasts in YouTube or in Spotify. So a lot of things, as long as it's a marketable skill, you have all the opportunities. Okay? But the thing is, you let them be aware. So next, to equip secondary education students with the capability to make educated career decisions. It's your responsibility to make sure that it is educated. Okay? Career decisions. Okay? One of the major argument that they would say is that learners right now have the choice kung unsa gid ang ilang i-pursue nga track. Pero the thing is, we always give that freedom to them because it's their life, no? Pero akong pangutana is, did you made them aware nga there are choices for them? No, some of them might require a lot of self-discipline. Pero did you made them aware nga discipline ang kinahanglan? We need to provide them with the ability to really decide for themselves. It's their decision. Pero ang role is to provide them with the awareness. If we fail in this part, of course, they wouldn't be able to make the right decision. Okay? Say bitaw in making choices ba? Kanang you have to really ask. Okay? Okay, sometimes ang uban moingon nga you will what is the prerequisite to make the right decision? No? The prerequisites for making the right decision is that you are aware of your options. Now, daghang kay mo reklamo, pataka ra man nigpili ang mga bata sa ilang mga career choices. Of course they will make the wrong choice because they are not aware of all their choices. Okay? And that is where our role comes in. As the school heads, we have to make them aware of their choices. We need to let them freely talk about their dreams and let them change every now and then based on what they know about it. Okay? What do you really want to become? No, you try to do that, no? I challenge you. Walk around this Monday because we still have classes on Monday, di ba? Naa pa ba? So, you ask randomly learners. You ask them, what do you want to become? 30 years from now or 20 years from now? So you just ask them, do you have a dream that you wanted to pursue? You will discover that most of them don't have any dreams at all. They're not sure. No, they're not sure about what they want to become. Okay? So as early as now, supposedly, they should know. Okay? And that choices are not made aware with them as early as now. Nga nakalisod lang gud ani, it's integration. Okay? Hopefully ba, praying one day, this will become one subject. And you have no other choice but really to talk about what you want to become. No? It's required na this is what you want to become. Then break it down to goals every day, objectives that you have to accomplish every day that will contribute to your dream. No? Parehan ninyo. Pero ang problema lagi kanilang bisag ang mga leaders, wala pa dili gani aware sa ilang career awareness, no? wala gani kibon sao nila pag-achieve sa ilang dreams, like passing the principal's test or becoming this. How do you break it down? No? How much time should you spend reading? No? Are you willing to take that chance to really read about how to become that person? No? Then also revisit, why do you want to become that? No? But if it's personal interest, you want to become a person that tells them what to do. So you reflect, murag dili ko ngayon na nila kana magkuan lang ko. No, pwede ko mag-university professor kay I can have salary kibaw ba mo nga university professor kana si Dr. Sumundong hilom-hilom lang na, pero di ba di na si Dr. Sumundong? Bisag ko tanong nato sa Dr. Sumundong pila ang sweldo sa dean og sa kanang university professor, no? They even have a higher salary than the superintendent. But at least ang ilang scope diha ra sa ilang classroom, no? Pero it talks about expertise, no? These are options, no, that you can have. No? You feel nga sa ako ang side, because I don't want to lead people, I might cause them to suffer or whatever it is, you know your personality already or whatever it is, no? Depende sa imong approach, no, or sa imong personality. This is what you call self-awareness. No, nga, what is more appropriate for me is to do this, okay, or to do this, to do that, okay. Awareness of your choices, and we let this we give this opportunity to our learners. And letter C, to ensure graduates of tertiary education meet the requirements of the government, industry, and the economy. Mo na nimo gawas ako ang gipasabot nga, do you have what it takes? No, do you have what it takes? Okay, karon, no, anta mo mga realistic ha. You look at those people who were promoted. No? Promoted just because they were close to the superintendent. No? So may resulta. No? They have issues with their competencies. They don't want to do research. No? They don't want to, if tudloan nimo, mamiyamid din ang naong. So all these things are because they're not aware of what they are entering into. Okay? So ang resulta na noon, our department is suffering. Because the item by itself is given to a person who supposedly should do this is not performing that kind of job anymore. I am just sharing this to you because this is realistic. And the aggregation of all this misfeasance, no? Unsa man ang misfeasance? Kana ganing dapat unta imong buhaton pero wa nimo gibuhat, no? We can call it non-feasance or misfeasance kung sayop ang imuhang gibuhat, no? Sayop masad na nga wala ka nagtuon, no, or wala nimo gi-perform imong role, no, or it could be something nga wala nimo gibuhat gyud because number one, you don't know how to do it, no. This all aggregates to a problem in our department. Okay, so this all combines, and ang magsuffer is our learners. Okay, so mo gina, no, ako ginang i-emphasize sa mga because personally I'm a teacher, no. So I was asked by my professor, what is your job? No, I'm always a teacher. Even if I'm already in this position, I'm always a teacher because that's how it should be. No, we are all teachers. So we talk about these things because these are realities that are happening. Okay? So we need to make sure that they meet the requirements of the government. And where can you find the requirements of the government? It's found in their duties and responsibilities. Okay? Kanigong assistant superintendents, we are in charge of the PMS, the performance management system. And oftentimes, we always revisit the duties and responsibilities. Okay? And we make sure that people are performing their job. Pero again, lagi, money common gid nga recurring nga problem ba? That there are people who are in the position who are not willing to do their work. So, kita, you are all leaders man. You always emphasize nga these are minimum requirements. Okay? And then you cannot compel people to do things that are not in their duties and responsibilities. For example, kanang inyong teachers, can you compel them to do for example, suguon ninyo palabas sa inyong sinina? Of course not, di ba? That's not part of their duties and responsibilities. Okay? Or inyo siya lang patudloon og sayaw. Although kana siya, that's part of the others. Pero remember, there are key RAs that are there, no, that you really have to make them perform. Okay? So, all these things, although there are others, no, job, pero you also make sure nga the minimum requirements as to the job performance and duties and responsibilities are being performed by the teachers. Kay basig sa kanang extra na noon, diha na siya maayo kay tanan. And then, for the main purpose that he was hired by the government, he cannot perform. Okay? Kay wala na klase-klase. Which is the essence of a teacher is really in the classroom. Ha? Ay gina ninyo kalimte. Sometimes manggod, when we are in the position, sometimes we have this tendency, no? Mo ni sickness sa ako ni share ninyo. If you start grabbing power is really intoxicating, no? So unsa may intoxication nga may tabo nimo, you will, when you're intoxicated, what happens? Diba, you have alternative realities. Usay mag-hallucinate na ka. Now you will not notice this because as the leader, people will tell you only good things, and that reinforces your created reality. Now, if this cycle continues because people are afraid of you, muna, I don't impose fear to people because leader na gani ka, by your position alone, or principal ka, by your position alone, people will respect you. Pero if you additionally impose fear to other people, samot. So, they only tell you the good things, no? And then you won't be aware of the bad things. So, nindot yun na siya every year, magpa-evaluate yun ka. And then, imo na siyang anonymous, no? Anonymous. You let them say whatever they want to say. Okay? So that you will know the other side. No? It's called the Johari window. No? You have your own self-perception, but you also have another window wherein people can see you in a different light. And they're trying to see it there. No? And that will make you fully aware, no, of if you have already, you know, basi nagsugod na kag-create dihag imuhang alternative reality, no? Because people tend to reinforce your alternative reality, you start believing it, no? And then you will forget, no, you are there to serve your people. Okay? Sige, ana lang siya. That's just a reminder, no? So section 4, creation of National Secondary School Career Guidance Program. Okay, mo nang CGCP ha. And this is adjunct to Department of Education. Okay, so i-implement ni sa public and private secondary education institution. Okay, ang ako lang emphasize diri is this one. Ha? Okay, naanay CGCP centers kung pwede in all secondary schools to be headed by who? No? Take note of this. The school administrator who shall be assisted by a trained career employment guidance counselor. So may pasabutan na. Dapat, you should be the one heading the CGCP center. No? The CGCP center shall function as a resource center for implementation of CGCP and shall be primarily responsible for providing guidance and counseling based on CGCIM provided in accordance with Section 9 of the Republic Act 10533. Kailaman mo ano. And despite the provisions of Section 27 Republic Act 9258, otherwise known as the Guidance Counseling Act of 2004, career and employment guidance counselors who are not registered in the PRC shall be allowed to conduct career advocacy activities to secondary level students and school where they are currently employed. So provide further that they undergo a training program developed and accredited by the DepEd. No, so did you feel this the implementation of this law? Unya, naasa ding ang NKAI, no? The DepEd through the NKAI shall conduct after the National Education Testing and Research Center shall conduct a National Career Assessment Examination. So kaning NKAI jud, wala mo ni correct and right answer, no? You will just try to see what is your skill inclination. Nya, what particular occupational field do you fit? Pero mo lagi. Honestly ba, when you conduct the NKAI, nga imong mga estudyante don't know how to comprehend what was stated there. Ang NKAI is only a joke. Okay, I heard about the students really answering the NKAI, ilarang gibutikaw-butikaw, no? So, muna, mingon sad ka nga, sakto sad na nga, it has no bearing because it might not be answered properly. Okay? So, if you just solely base it on the NKAI, mo stick to hon nga mo, kani magpari jud ka. Nya ang ihading choice honestly is nagpataka ra dito siya answer na. I heard about one student who answered the NKI and he was laughing. Kay all his classmates were laughing because he was supposed to become a religious leader sa iyang NKI results. Pero katong nga estudyante is pinakabugoy. No? Pero what's the kahibaw? Basig mo to. Pero honestly ko no, he just answered it randomly and by all means, it was what came out. No? So, muna, sometimes we just allow students really to give them freedom because the accuracy of the examination could be in question. No, the validity, the reliability of the instrument because of the response of the learners because they are not well equipped with the knowledge to answer it. Ang resulta is it was not honestly done. Okay? So, we cannot impose to the learners nga we will implement the NKI good. No? So, DepEd Secretary shall determine the content of the NKI and the date of examination. So, that is the purpose of this. Okay? So, it's just a very short DepEd order. Republic Act. So, it's signed by our President, no? I think the President of Senate was Vicente Soto. Speaker of the House is Gloria during this time. Okay? But you can also refer to this DepEd order. Okay? DepEd Order 25. These are the general guidelines for the conduct of Career Guidance Week. So, again, the idea here is to make sure that our learners are aware. No twofold, ha? Again, what it takes to become that person that they dream for and what could be the impact if they become that person. No, are they willing to live that kind of life? So, kana ra gyud ang essence sa Career Guidance Week. Isn't that very noble, no? As early as now, our learners will be aware, no, of their career options. Okay? Honestly, ang uban pagay nato, naabot na lang ani nga edad, wa pagay punta naka hibaw kung asa gid ta padung, no? So, as early as now, we let our learners envision that. Ay mo kalimot ha. Ang ato arabang mission vision is we dream of Filipinos who passionately love this country, no? Whose potentials, no? Ang iyang yung full potential is achieved. Now, how would you let that person achieve that if you don't give them that opportunity? Okay, so nga na ha, discovering one's strength and developing awareness, qualification standards of all types of career jobs, all types of kids, making informed decisions. Tanawan ninyo ang schedule dali, oh. Na ay parade of their career, future careers. Muna day 1. No? For example, coat and tie for lawyer. Na launching ceremony, no? Setting up of booths, if you can do that. Then na kay structured learning experiences. Na mga modules. Okay? So, na lecturette. No? So, i-inspire na ninyo mga bata. No? Formulating one's mission statement. So, nasa yung mission. Kaning mission statement is, ang vision man good is this is how you want yourself unsay end result nimo. The mission statement is what are you willing to do every day on your daily activities to achieve your vision. Kanindot aning day 2. No? Pero honestly, is this conducted in your school nga ang tanang bata kanang manumpa siya kung unsa iyahang gustong buhaton, no? Ang willing niyang buhaton every day to become a lawyer, a doctor, no? He's going to read, going to do his best in his developing his reading skills, no? Tanan. Because he know what it takes to become that person. The role of the parents in the student's choice of career. So, imo sa ni-orient ang mga parents, no? Then human career planning, no? So, pwede nimo i-assess to be assisted by Dolly, no? Nya, mag-invite ka usa ka lawyer, usa ka doctor, then usa ka engineer, usa ka teacher, no? So, naay mga career talk, no? CHED, TESDA, DOST, na mga scientists. So, para makakita, look, amazing, no? Naading ani, I will become this person, no? Then, closing program. So, it's 1 week. Okay? So, kanisiya, about ni sa, I think I have exhaustedly shared this, pero, by the way ha, ako lang i-repeat nga, this strand is not all about the teachers. Pero, it's corollary, no? Your opportunities as a teacher, tanan manggod ninyo nga, buhatan na sa teacher will reflect to how you lead your students. Parehan na no, ang mga teacher, problemado sa utang. No? So, ang financial awareness na to, that will also reflect to the kind of performance we give to our learners. Because kasagaran, ang ato ang nahibawan mo sa nato yung input sa atong mga bata. So, you should be aware of your, inyong learning and career opportunities. Sige, magbalik-balik yun si Dr. Sumundong natugtudloan ni. he has shared to us the career opportunities. But I would like to share to you your opportunity side as to the MSP. Pero I would like just to emphasize nga, I will only touch a little bit. This around 50 slides pero ako ra i-run through because you will have another strand for human resource development, which will be your opportunity to talk about this in a deeper insight. Pero my perspective here of sharing this to you is because the previous issuances are now repealed, no? And we are now implementing the merit and selection plan. Okay? So, i-run through rin ako ha. So, alam mo kay Buong nga akong gipaspas. But the PowerPoint is already shared to Dr. Sumundong and Ma'am Jen. So, you will have access on this. Okay? So, kanang merit and selection plan, from the word alone, merit and selection plan. So, supposedly, it's not all about your connection. It's all about competency. Now, later on, dili pa ninyo ma-appreciate ang essence ani, pero this will be the basis for, no, an integration of your performance sa inyong teachers will be basis for number 1 promotion and your additional salaries like or wages or benefits like PBB. No, diri na ta magbase. Okay? So, and including promotion. Okay, we want to select people who by merit are actually more qualified. No, mo na essence aning MSP. Okay, so ako running i-run through. You can read DepEd Order 19 series 2022. Okay, unsa na yung mga klaro no nga kuan. These are the legal bases. Okay, supposedly pag 1987 pa lang daan og 2018 ang kanang CSC nagmando na gid na nga you have to make a merit and selection plan for each of the department. Ang DepEd 2023 pa nagbuhat, no? Because it really takes time. No? Ilas ang gitan-aw. Unsa may mga nindot nga components aning MSP and how will it change our ranking system? Para aware lang mo. Kay actually nindot kini siya. I think Dr. Sumundong shared about teacher 1 to 7. Okay? So, there will be guidelines on that. Pero ang karon ang ipanghatag nga mga guidelines is on the MSP lang sa hiring for teacher 1. Also, the school head, kato na changes gamay. Ang nakanindot is klaro na ang iyahang mga criteria. Okay? Ato lang i-discuss gamay ang mga kuan, but you can always read the DepEd order if you like, no, for more details. Ako arang i-discuss diri. What I will discuss is only the general changes. Okay? So here, there is a changing needs or internal or external nga kinahanglan nimo i-consider. There is also a need to align it with the ora-ora. So kanang ora-ora is the omnibus guidelines for hiring, no? Sa CSC na siya. So you need to read ora-ora, no, and the prime HRM because all these things are standards nga supposedly mao tay dapat buhaton sa DepEd. Okay, and we are already aligning that based on the merit and selection plan. Sa una man good, if you look at the DepEd order nga basihan na mo sa among ranking o promotion, hasta nga wrong grammar puting daghan na, no? Honestly lang, no? I don't understand how they created the DepEd order and a lot of missing pieces. In fact, when I read this one, much of the innovations here I've already started implementing even before. Now, when I started become the assistant superintendent, ging-ani na ginakog implement ang among ranking. So, I'm just happy to know nga they actually seen that it is effective. Now, for instance, kanang open ranking system, we have been doing this no since I was assigned, no, because I want them to be aware of their grades. So, di ko ganahan nga when they go out from the ranking, they are not aware pila ilang grado for that particular performance. And they are explained to them. It's explained to them how they are rated. So, ingana ang merit and selection plan, no? So, this mother document for all hiring and promotion. So, muna ninyong basihan. Okay? So, principles, no? Merit, competence, fitness, accountability, transparency, and equal opportunity. We want it to be non-discriminatory. It's not just because you have a connection that you'll be able to be given the chance, no? Everyone is measured based on this. Yeah, ibalik-balik ginan nako nga if kung maglaylain mo sa standard, dapat among you, no, the standard should be equally applied. Okay? If there are questions on the standard, you can ask now. because standard will be uniformly applied to everyone. Okay? So kaning MSP provides for systematic method of selecting employees for appointment first and second level positions, including second and level executive managerial positions in teaching, school administrator. So sa old MSP, first, second, and third level positions. Ang new MSP is for the second and level positions. Are you aware what is a third level position? So sa una manggod, even as kaning mga superintendent, assistant superintendent, or higher, they are graded based on this MSP. Pero it's a different MSP for the third level. Okay? Say questionable pag ani because highly political manggod ni among positions. So swerte na lang ako, honestly, I'm lucky to be able to be appointed because honestly, I don't have any connections, no? So it's really based on what you have done, no? And your fitness to really share something to your people. Okay? So lisod kay mo agi ranking nga kanang wala jud kay kaila, no, in the third level. In the third level, because who will appoint you is really the president. Okay? Pero ang nakanindot manggod during the time of Duterte, there are no I'm not sure, no, pero sa ako lang experience is usually they don't look at the kuan. They look at the qualifications. So you have to be ready, no? You have to be sassy, you have to be all the necessary accomplishments dapat na mo, no, for you to be hired, no? So it's really merit and fitness, not just connections. Okay? So kaning MSP will only apply to first and second. So unsa ning first? First level is kaning sa teaching. Ang second level is for those who are supervisory, no, like your school heads and the supervisors. Okay? Then we have publication, muni una ha, submission and receipt of applications, initial evaluation, qualification, comparative assessment, and appointment. We'll try to discuss that. So kinahanglan i-post gina siya, muni una ha, i-post siya nga na availability. Take note nga kung naisayip sa posting automatic, no, disapprove na inyong appointment. So kinahanglan klaro gid ang pag-post. Okay? Then you have to post it in the CSE website and also in your DepEd website. So gi-provide na gina sa una wa gi klaro nga provisions ani. Okay? Nya nakanindot ani is that you should be ambot if it's nindot or dili, pero one of the major differences is that you can now there is a receipt for application and there is an initial evaluation. Okay? Ang mo-check lang, there has been a confusion on this. Okay, ang among HRMO is now empowered to determine if there is questions as to qualification. So initially i-evaluate nila. So naay pagkabuhaton nga evaluation laan ng HR. They look at the qualifications if you've met the minimum qualifications for that position. So mo nahitabo ron ha sa MSP. Okay? So i-label ka kung qualified ba ka or disqualified. So i-publish na nila, wala pa yung ranking nahitabo ha. Sa imo pa ng documents nga gi-submit. So tanaw nila kung na-achieve ba nimo minimum qualifications. Dayon, iguman, competencies refer to knowledge, skills, and attitudes, tanawon. Okay? So, sa una, mo ni ang atong ibasihan, performance, education training, experience and outstanding accomplishments, psychosocial attributes, and then potential. Karon, divide na into education, training, experience, performance, outstanding accomplishments, application of education, application of learning and development, and potential. So, in short, kanang unsa may nakalayan, it's more on the application of your actual work. Sa imong education, na siya bearing kung dako siya o although I look at the rubrics na gihapon ng doctoral but gipuno gid nila ang application of your learnings in your education sa imong eskwelahan to your position. Okay, so lain siya depende sa inyong gi-applyan. Okay, so tanaw na ninyo katong DepEd order nga giingon ni Dr. Sumundong for more details. But the idea here is that ang rubrics niya, it's really crystal clear. When you are graded for this, when you are graded like that, no, naagid siya rubrics. So the assessment of how tasks, duties, and responsibilities are carried out or accomplished as evidenced by performance rating or other MOVs. So klaro kay siya tanan. No nga, kung ingani imo ha, it was approved by the superintendent, at the same time it was published, then mo ni imong grado. So the rubrics is already very clear. Okay? So, an applicant to a position, no, tanawon ni mo ang performance, instead nga 3 years, sa una, kung wala kay 3 years performance, dili ka ka-apply. Karon, 1 year ra ang kinahanglan. Okay? So, relevant sa position. Kaya mo na ito basihan sa performance. Amo ito i-average ang 3 years. Karon kay usa na lang. No? So, kato na lang previous. Okay? Imagine na sa una, kung gamay imuhang grado, dili ka VS, magwat sa kaglaing 3 years, kay kinahanglan magtulo ka VS. So, ang karon, right now, the main difference is that if you have 1 VS, you can now apply. Before, you need to have 3 VS. Okay? So, I think there's a reason for that. It's because people are already afraid to rate satisfactory because it has a lot of consequences. The person has to wait for another 3 years to apply for promotion. So, the thing is, they shorten it to 1 year. No? So that there will be lesser stigma. Okay? I hope that's you understand that. No, so muna siya sa performance. No, at least 1 year, not already 3 years. Okay? And yun sa pamailain, we have outstanding accomplishments. It should be something that is applied, no, to your workplace. There was improvement in the workplace. Okay? So formal or non-formal academic, technical, vocational studies that enable an applicant to successfully perform the duties and responsibilities. So education should be related to that. Okay? So, contribution made sa mo ng application of education. So, you have learning and development also and proven success. Again, we'll just run through. The potential, the capacity, and ability of the applicant to assume the duties and responsibilities of the position to be filled. So, usually, we do this using evaluative assessment like the interview, no? The written exam. Pwede rasad ka mag-skills work sample test. So, they expanded it already. No, usually I conducted this to our applicants, pero I've done written exam, even simulation, no? And right now they have explicitly provided it, no, because honestly the previous guidelines were malnourished, no. You have to fill in the blanks, okay? So behavioral events interview, no, questions asked like if you were the principal and you have a student who you have a teacher who is doing this. So, how would you respond? Those are behavioral events interview questions. Okay? So, after that, it is the HRMPSB who will conduct a comparative assessment result. So, muna siya ang CAR. No? So, they will submit appointing officer authoritative CAR of all candidates using template provided. No? Okay? So, you have a CAR already. So, you have to post it. And then, ang qualified applicant shall be subject to comparative assessment by the HRMSB. So, kaning comparative assessment is those who were already qualified. No? And those who were qualified as determined by the HR will be the ones nga i-ranking sa HRMPSB. So, naanay 2 level of screening. So, ang kanang mga dili qualified will not be able to go through this stage. And we have an open ranking system wherein applicant scores are publicly disclosed. No? Applicants confirm their individual results. They have to sign that they understood how they were rated. All applicants scheduled for evaluation are present to witness the actual evaluation. So muna siya. We've been doing this now before the implementation of the of this particular DepEd order. Okay? So appointment. Kani sa appointment. Although there is sound discretion, no, sometimes makaingon ta nga useless namang gihapon ni ang ranking because ang superintendent ra may magbuot gihapon. No, who will he choose? Now, ingani man gud siya, no, the superintendent is given appointing power, no. So kana nga authority sometimes, no, we will know nga that particular authority sometimes is given by the law a lot of credence ba, because this act is considered discretionary. So may kag discretionary, naa siya leeway, okay. Pero there has been sa MSP, there is what you call a control mechanism implemented. No, kinahanglan siya mo justify sa iyahang choice if ni go beyond siya ani nga ranking. Okay? So at least naa na siya. Pero ang action manggod of the superintendent, I'm not talking about it's right or wrong, ha. I'm sharing this to you because this is how our laws operate, even in other countries. ang discretionary act has the presumption of regularity unless proven otherwise. No, ingana siya. So what do I mean by that? In simpler terms, it's assume siya nga sakto siya, no? Or in English, everything is assumed as regular and correct unless you rebut it with substantial evidence that it is exercised with grave abuse of discretion. So, unsay pasabot ako sa dana? Kana ganing klaro na kay nag-abusar gyud siya, and he went beyond the powers given by him. Okay? So, siguro musaka inyong kilay hanong kana man siya. But there is a presumption of regularity on that action. So that's why even other lawyers will always say nga, you cannot question the appointing authority of that person because he is given a lot of leeway, no, for that. And I think that's the reason why the superintendent is given a lot of power. Muna yung reason nga, they have to be transferred every 3 years. You know why? The rationale beyond that is because simple, no? If you are already there 3 years beyond, you know the people. Then, sa may resulta, no? There could be a tendency for abuse. Okay? So, mas maayo maguna lain-lain, you don't know the people. So, most probably, you will just depend on what was being ranked. Okay? Or you can do, you are given the ability man sad to do BI, no? Di ni siya bahog ilok ha. This is background investigation. Okay? So, you can do verification. You can look at the records, no? You can contact the person, no? Or ask information regarding the background of that person. So, kuan sad kanang tagaan sa natog kanang this is a very hard job, no? For me, being an appointing authority is hard. Okay? Because whatever they do has a great effect, no? What if kana ilang gi-appoint because by virtue of the documents he submitted, pwede mo gyapon na nga naabito ko na ilan gyapon nga of course we base it on the documents, and yet you don't have really to naamgunay assumption of regularity gyapon ilang gi-submit because there is an omnibus statement nga automatic this will be disqualified if there are fake documents. So randomly we do verification. Once we discovered it's fake, of course that person will be disqualified. So what if daghan kay ni apply? No, so there is a chance, no? Pero the thing is, if that's the findings, automatically that person will be disqualified. That's part of the rules. No, because the omnibus sworn statement is actually an attestation that you will not submit any fake documents. Okay? Some of them are also not fake, but friend ba nila ang appointing authority? And if you look at the qualification standards, it should be signed by the superintendent. And what if friends nila ang superintendent during that time? So, we cannot question it because it was signed by the superintendent. Okay? So, if you look at the rubrics na, you try to analyze that, naabiya dito nga required that it is signed by the superintendent. Okay? Can you question the signature of the superintendent? Of course, you can ask, pero what if it was really signed by the superintendent during that time? Okay? So, mao gyapon na yung mga buslot sa regulations ba. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's better. Pero, sa atong case is, kanimanggong, there is a difference between ministerial duty and kaning mga that requires discretion. Ministerial gani, if it's there, in your face, it's there, your decision is not influenced by discretion. No? It should be that you exercise it based on what is there. Okay? So, yung ang trabaho sa ranking committee. No? What is given to them, they decide. Is it present or absent? If it's absent, then it's absent. If it's present, questionable, you can validate. But if you validate and the answer is yes, it's a valid document, then you just go ahead. Okay? You cannot say nga, I won't include this because I think this is not true. I can't see it in that person. You cannot do that, no? So that's just the nature of how our laws operate, no? It's hard, no? Unless, if naadyo kay question with the appointing authority, of course, you are free to always approach the civil service and question the appointment. So muna, appoint sa diri ang appointment or the NAIA or the notice of appointment issued should be placed there. No, i-publish na siya. And through other modes for at least 15 calendar days para mas scrutinize ninyo. No, kung na may question, then you can submit your complaint to the CSC. No, questioning the appointment of that particular person. You're free to do that. You are a person. You are not a person nga kanang not allowed to do that particular thing. You're given that freedom. Okay? So, muna yung mga kuan, no? And then, we also have probationary period. O say, malimtan lang gini probationary period. We have strictly implemented this in our division since I was the chairman in the PMS. We wanted to see the performance of the person. No, I personally do some meeting with the probationary. And then, after 6 months, we have this performance management commitment nga, kanang meeting wherein we announce if you have passed the probationary period. So, nga na, no? So, I think my time is up. No, forgive me for going beyond 10 minutes, but hopefully you learned something from our discussion, and hopefully